Hi, my name is Carl. And that is my 2016 Focus RS. Hey again, I'm Carl, and so I've really been into cars since as long as I can remember. Back before my dad met my mom and before I became a person, he had a 1948 Chevy pickup truck that he bought, and he stripped the whole thing down to the frame and restored it back to the way it came out of the factory line in 1948. And I just remember as a little kid, when we go to my grandma's house where he had it stored, and he'd fire that thing off and the chug, 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 and it would run with that straight six. It's just, I loved it, and I had buckets full of Hot Wheels cars as a kid, and so we were always going to cool car shows, as we called them growing up, and my dad has always been supportive of that, and so this has been a passion of mine, yeah, like I said, since I was, as long as I can remember. When I was growing up, I was always into Corvettes, because my neighbor across the street had a Corvette Z06 with 650 wheel horsepower, and that was insane. Camshaft, it shook the whole house when he started it up. I always wanted one, but then as I grew up and got into college, I was in college from 2013 to about 2017, and I remember seeing a Road and Track magazine come out one time, and the RS was the cover car that month. And I just remember looking at that magazine in Target that day like, oh my God, what is that? Like, I need this in my life. This is fantastic. So I was just reading and reading and reading about it, and I was just obsessed with the Focus RS ever since it came out. For whatever reason, the RS badge from Ford, it means something to the car community around the world. I mean, this is the first and only RS badge that's ever going to be in America. Unless Ford does some silly RS SUV, but that's just going to be cheating in my opinion. And I love the idea that for the RS, it's like an affordable dream car in a way. Like I graduated with an engineering degree, and I knew that if I saved up for a couple of years, it wasn't going to be that unrealistic for me to be able to expect to afford one. And so I just didn't think it'd be so soon, to be honest. You know, I'm 26 years old, and here I am having this thing for almost 2 years now. And it just, the way this thing drives, the way it performs, it just puts a smile on your face every single time you get in it. With the snap crackle tune on it from the factory, like going from second to third on a pole, you just bang all day long. It's the best. It puts a smile on your face. And I think what keeps me coming back to this thing, and what's made me not want to get rid of it, is just partly the way everybody else reacts to it too. I think one of my favorite memories from this car was I was driving on Snively coming up towards Woodland, and there's that 2-lane stoplight right there where everyone turns to go left. And I pulled up next to this F-150, and this kid rolls down the back window and he's just yelling out there, "That's a sick car, man!" And I was like, "Let's go!" And I started revving it up a little bit, getting the bangs and the snaps. And then his dad rolls down the window and he goes, "Is that thing stock?" And I was like, "Yup, 100% factory." And they were just grinning all the way. And then we took off from the light, and I pinned it a little bit for them, and man, they were just grinning and laughing. And I think for me, being able to make somebody's day like that, it's something so small, right? But it's just so joyful. I mean, I remember as a kid, when I'm riding in the back seat and you see a cool car, you're like, oh, you know, and now I get to be that guy in something like this. And that was really one of the things that just makes it so much fun to drive. So I bought this car really to enjoy it. I don't have a lot of modification plans to it. I think the biggest thing that I do with it, so I want to do autocross, I want to do track driving, and I love going to car shows. So I actually think really the only mod that I'm going to do that might be performance-wise, I think I might need to upgrade the brakes on this thing. So we're going to get through this year again and see. I'm going to Blackhawk Farms Raceway in May, hoping to do Max Proving Grounds this year and a couple autocross events at DCTC. And I remember at Road America last year, the brakes, they started to get a little squishy towards the end of the day when it got hot. So I'm definitely going to upgrade a DOT5, might do slotted and vented rotors. and for sure going to do some yellow stuff or Mountoon brake pads as well. But really, other than that, like I said, this car, it's got 350 horsepower from the factory, and it's amazing the grip that this thing has. I remember at Road America last year going around the carousel. I was coming out of the carousel, coming out of it at 85 miles an hour, gaining on the GT350H that was in front of me. I just couldn't believe it. You know, it's just so quick when it comes out of the corners, and really you just need that extra stopping. A lot of you know, if you're coming to Pushing Pistons meets, you see me there. Got the Rally of 10,000 Lakes going on this year again, finally, after being canceled from COVID last year. And so I get the new livery put on in April, coming up here in about a month. And I'm so excited. I got a nice big number plaster on the side. It's gonna have a big RS logo on the side. Really excited for that. The rally this year is going to be down in southern Minnesota with an overnight stop at Rochester. There's rumors of an airfield and abandoned carnival places and stuff. So little plug for that if you haven't signed up for it yet and you want to join us. I got a few guys from Pushing Pistons coming out to join us. It's an absolute blast. 400 miles of driving with 200 other fantastic cars to look at. So if that's something you're interested, you should let me know. Check out the Minnesota Car Enthusiast Club. Other plans for this year is I actually I'm bringing this to the Minneapolis Mile Car Show down in Minneapolis this year. It's actually at the convention center. So I get to park my car in the Minneapolis Convention Center for a day. That's going to be really fun too. Really excited for that. Yeah, other than that, it's just going to be a lot of just enjoying it. I can't wait for the weather to warm up here and for all of us to get out. Going to Center Lot again is my favorite place. Man, yeah, I'm just going to enjoy it, and then we'll see as we go along. You know, the longer and longer I have the car, you know, there might have more ideas for mods and stuff too. I mean, you always got to do the exhaust, right? It'd be great to open that exhaust up. I know that Scorpion has a really good system too that integrates well with the RS. So we'll see what time comes. But I think more priorities this year is get a trailer, get some better brakes, and then make this space where I park it a little bit more enjoyable to work on the thing in the winter. So that's kind of the future plans there. Once again, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in to Pushing Pistons. We're going to have stuff coming out all summer long, so we're super excited for you to join us on this journey. Once again, my name is Carl, and thanks for joining us.